So for everyone, my name is Maleeva Lengel. I'm actually a freelance makeup artist. I live in the Blandon, kind of eastern meets central PA area of Pennsylvania. And I actually just started recently working with some nonprofits, doing some work in with breast cancer support services of Berks County. I'm also heavily involved in theater, and I've been doing some fundraising for the past few years for some theater companies. And so what I really love that I'm sharing with you all tonight is just some innovative ways that are very comfortable, that are very duplicatable, easy to implement, and ways to generate some serious royalties. Because I think one of the big challenges, especially over this past year, has been grant money. And a lot of nonprofits survive off of grant money or government funding or community funding. And I think the first thing to go when things get a little tight is the dollar funding that comes from the community, but also the funding that comes from the government. And so we want to kind of challenge the status quo of nonprofit fundraising and share many different ways that you and tools that you have available to you to make it very comfortable for your community to donate, but also ways that benefit the community and the organization around you as well. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I just have some slides here to kind of help keep me on track, but also to give you a visual, because I mean, as a makeup artist, I'm very much a visual learner. So I think it just helps to kind of see some visuals as we chat. So the product brokerage company that you're going to hear about tonight is called shop.com, which is powered by a global product brokerage company called Market America. So that's kind of the power behind this nonprofit division. And this nonprofit division is an arm of that global product brokerage company. So I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger real quick. If I can figure out how to move my panel here out of the way. Where'd it go? Of course, like my Zoom panel is right over the button that makes the PowerPoint slide bigger.
I completely understand how overwhelming that is. I mean, that is why I'm here to help them. What's new here?
Sorry, everybody. Pardon me. I don't know why it's not opening. Go out. PowerPoint, you can do it.
There's a lot of things that we can do in our wheelhouse and that we're comfortable doing.
And actually, this is a perfect time for anybody that's not muted. If you could go ahead and mute yourself, that would be wonderful. My laptop just totally took a little bit of a dive. I apologize, everyone. So while this is rebooting, I can just share a little bit about what we do. So from a product brokerage standpoint, the power behind that is that we don't manufacture anything. So what our global company does is look for industries of products and services that people spend money in, to the tunes of like million and billion-dollar industries that are consumable. And then what we do as a global company is we look for manufacturers that, in our humble opinion, are making the best of the best products. We tell those companies to keep their money in research and development. We move those products to an end consumer. And because we move right from the manufacturer to the end consumer, we pass all of that savings along to our customers. And so we equip everyday individuals and entrepreneurs with these e-commerce capable platforms that allows them to earn residual income. But what's so special about that platform is the company decided to provide that same capability to nonprofit organizations, so registered 501c organizations, for free at completely no cost. And so here's what's really powerful about that. Every single nonprofit has the ability to get established with these websites. And on these websites are all of the different industries of products and services that we broker. The neat thing about being a broker is we wouldn't have access to it if it weren't the best of the best, because we don't manufacture anything. And so if it weren't the best quality product with science behind it, and consumable, meaning people need these products or spending money on them on an everyday basis, we wouldn't even bother. And so we've kind of done the heavy lifting off the average consumer's shoulders, is that you don't have to figure out, okay, who makes the best of the best, or spend all this money on different laundry detergents or different skin cares or different disinfectants. You don't have to worry about that. We've already done all of that work and put it all under one platform. Here's the best thing. Whenever any of the nonprofits organizations consumes any of these products in any of the different industries, they have about a 30 to 50% royalty that's generated immediately back towards the nonprofit. So kind of think of us like Amazon meets like a Rakuten or Ebates meets Walmart. And if all of those companies kind of had a baby, that's where we come about. And what's really powerful about that is it's one of the largest royalty streams that I've ever seen paid back to a nonprofit. So is anybody familiar with like the Amazon Smile program? So quick show of your hands. Yeah, okay, excellent, really great program. The challenge I've heard from some of the nonprofits that I've chat with is that their community has to remember when they're shopping on Amazon to like click that separate site to click their nonprofit. So a lot of people just go because it's kind of automated. You know, you go, you do your shopping as normal, and then once you check out, you're like, oh, I totally forgot that I could have donated a portion of my proceeds back to the nonprofit, but it's like an entirely different step. And so what's really wonderful is we've taken those multiple steps out of the equation, and we equip every nonprofit with a website that's unique to them. So for example, Reading Civic Theater was one of the nonprofits that I work with, the musical theater program. Their website is shop.com/Reading Civic. So all of their community using that platform, they know that all of those royalties are immediately being generated back to Reading Civic. They don't have to remember to click or do anything. Here's what's even more powerful. It's not just a great way for a nonprofit to raise royalties, but it's also an incredible way for a nonprofit to give back to their community, one, by providing them excellent quality products at wonderful prices, but also they get paid cash back every time they shop on that website, whether it's an exclusive brokered product and service that we have access to, or if it's any of the 4,000 online shopping platforms that we have access to, like a Walmart or a Home Depot or Kroger or Victoria's Secret, or all of these different amazing websites that people know and love and shop at a regular basis. Kohl's is another great one. E-gift cards like for Petco or Barnes and Noble. The point is we have access to 4,000 of these stores, and 95% of them offer customers cash back. So now it's a win-win because the nonprofit is generating royalties from their community wanting to support them by spending money that they're already spending. They're just spending it in a different way. But also their community is being rewarded with this cash back every time they spend $1, which is really important. So it's kind of a reciprocal relationship, which is wonderful. Let me just see if I can pop up this nonprofit slide one more time. If I can't, we're going to roll with it, because as much as we love technology, it's wonderful until it doesn't work. Okay. No, we're going to roll with it. Okay. So what I highly recommend you all do is get back together with the person who invited you and look at their shop.com website, because here's what's really powerful. In order for a registered 501c3 nonprofit to have access to this platform, the company doesn't just want all of these nonprofits partnering with like no direction or no help and no support. There's enough of that out there, right? So the company makes sure that every nonprofit has access to a liaison, a person that's going to work with them and help them implement this, not just with their board, but also with their community, to make sure that this is a royalty stream that the nonprofit organization knows how to implement and knows how to correctly implement it with their community and gets their community involved. And so that's what I love so much about this platform, is that they equip you with a person that has a vested interest in your community doing well with your fundraising to help you implement. So it doesn't just like get turned over to you and up to you to figure it out. You have a person in charge of helping you, which is fantastic. So just going over some of the industries of products and services that someone has access to. We have health and wellness. What's amazing about health and wellness, especially right now, is everybody's looking to support their digestive system, to support their immune system, and just to make sure that they're functioning, you know, their wellness is the most optimal it can be. What's wonderful about the health and wellness products that we have access to is not only are they brokered, meaning they're the best of the best, but they're isotonic capable. So what that means is that when you mix a vitamin with water, like in our line, you drink that in the morning on an empty stomach, it becomes the same pressure as the other fluids in your body, like your blood, sweat, tears, plasma. What's incredible about that is you absorb 95% of what you need within 5 to 10 minutes. And why would a nonprofit be interested in this? One of the huge reasons is that there's probably a large percentage of their community that's spending money in the wellness sector. So why not provide their community with one, an amazing product, but two, a way that every time their community is spending money on their vitamin C, vitamin D, their immune boosters, their aloe, their multivitamin, whatever the case may be, whatever they're interested in using, 30 to 50% of that is going back to the nonprofit immediately, which is really powerful. Another line that we have is cosmetics and skincare. Now, everybody on this call has skin. Can we at least all agree about that? Some of us more than others might be excited about that, might not be excited about it, but the reason that I bring it up is it's largely consumable. And for those that are attracted to those types of products and services, how amazing that your nonprofit could be able to offer the best of the best to the people that want that. And so here's what's really nice. For most nonprofits, their goal is to either find grant money, which we already talked about, or ask their community for money, like a direct transaction exchange. The problem is a lot of people aren't doing that so much anymore. What if instead we could ask people to take their money they're currently spending anyway? So we're not asking anybody for like a free donation. We're not asking anybody to spend money they're not currently spending. We're just asking that they redirect it through a platform that's one, going to get them a better quality product, and two, is going to give the nonprofit a royalty stream. And so we have a really neat tool that helps with this. And so when I implement with a nonprofit, I actually like to sit down with the board, because I think it's really important for the board to be on board with the program, because they're the ones that are going to be leading the front, they're leading the charge, they're the faces of their organization. And so if it's something that they're willing to adopt, then all of a sudden, yeah, Jack, that would be amazing. Thank you. Then all of a sudden their organization is going to follow their lead, which I think is really powerful. The other thing that's amazing about the board being on board is that they're going to see an immediate royalty stream just from some of the products and services that they're adopting. So we have a tool called the home shopping list. What's powerful about that, we have a digital version and a physical version. On the front page of that home shopping list, it shows all of the different products and services in different home categories that people might spend money in. Now, so they just kind of go through and check off. Do they buy laundry detergent, dish soap, multivitamin, shampoo, like all of these different products and services to the tune of a few different thousand types. Then on the carbon copy or the second page, if it's the digital version, it shows the exclusive brokered product they could transfer their buying habit to that would support the nonprofit. What I love about this is if you're looking at either you have a nonprofit or looking to support a nonprofit, or if you're on this call because you have some nonprofits in mind that you would like to be able to take this to, what I love about this is you can create kind of like a plan of action and give them a physical projection of what the royalty stream could look like for their nonprofit. For example, I sat down with the breast cancer support services and I was talking to a few members of their board. And when we were talking, the women were like, okay, so that grouping of people, they make sure that everything that they use is very clean, whether they're ingesting it, they're putting it on their face, they're using it in their home. They really want to make sure those products and ingredients are pure. What's wonderful about our brokered concepts is we wouldn't have those products and services if they weren't. So they meet all of those needs. So with the ladies I was talking with, they're like, okay, we all buy laundry detergent. We all buy dish soap. And let's say we all buy like a multivitamin or a vitamin C, whatever they're currently using, they transfer their buying habit to. And so what we did is I took that one example of that order, and that order was going to generate about $10 to $12 in immediate royalties just on that one person transferring for 1 month, one product, their laundry detergent, their dish soap, and their multivitamin. Now, there were 5 women on that call. So take that $10 to $12 and multiply that by 5. Already we're upwards of $50 in royalties just from 5 women purchasing the products they were going to purchase anyway. They just did it through a platform that was going to support their community and their nonprofit. Now take that 50 and multiply it by 12. I'm a makeup artist, so I'm not going to do that in my head because I can't, but you get the picture. It's really powerful. What I love about this platform is it's just sharing a way for people to take the money they're currently spending anyway, have access to a better quality product at a better price. So that's a community of people that's happier, and as a way to be able to give back to their organization through money they're already spending versus having to take a direct donation or sometimes having to fundraise in ways that people normally wouldn't. Because one of the ideas that I was talking about with Reading Civic is they do a lot of restaurant fundraisers. But if someone wasn't going to go out to eat or isn't spending money right now and going out to eat, that can be a little troublesome. It's kind of, once again, taking money in a way that people weren't normally or usually going to spend it. What we get to do is take money that people are currently going to spend, and we can generate that back towards the nonprofit. And so I wanted to take a moment to open it up for questions. There are a couple different royalty streams. I apologize that my visual kind of failed on us, but if Jack is able to pop that up, I can go with a couple. Yeah, he's working on it. Not an issue, we're able to run with it. The second way, there's just one more royalty stream that the nonprofits have access to. Every single one of our products, whether it's exclusive or whether it's any of those 4,000 partner stores, has a point value assigned to that. Those points, in addition to the retail royalties, accumulate towards commissionable royalties. So there's weekly royalty streams potentially, and there's also monthly royalty streams. So every time someone purchases any of those exclusive products and services, they get an immediate royalty that stores in their account, and once a month that is paid out to the nonprofit. But every single time someone makes a purchase, there's also a point value assigned to all of those products. And those points at the exact same time are storing towards paying additional potentially weekly royalties to the nonprofit as well. So there's two ways that a nonprofit can earn royalties with this business. And if you're a guest tonight and you're looking at it more as a business platform rather than a nonprofit, when I talk royalties, think income or money. So residual income is compounded by the retail profit off of what we have access to, but also by these points that are generated towards commissions as well. Now, here's what's wonderful. If you're a business owner, if you're looking at this as a business, every time we introduce a nonprofit or every time we introduce another entrepreneur that wants to build residual income alongside of us, it's not just about what that individual nonprofit can do or what that individual person or partner can do. It's what everybody collectively can do together. Because those points that I talked about that are from all of the different purposes of all the different products, everybody in the organization is 100% towards commissionable credit. So whether it's a nonprofit or whether it's a business owner, everybody that's tied in to this arm of the earns 100% of those points towards commissions. And so that's another exciting thing for nonprofits and business owners, because what a nonprofit might not realize is, as someone like myself is introducing this to other nonprofits or introducing this to other beauty professionals that have access to all of the different products and services we have, all of their purchases and their customers and clients' purchases forever also benefit the nonprofit. And so now the nonprofit doesn't feel as alone because they have so many different arms of visibility out there in the marketplace, not realizing that they're introducing products and services to people that nonprofit might not have had access to. But because we work the way we do as an entrepreneurial platform, now all of a sudden they're potentially getting paid these weekly royalties off of people that aren't even attached to their nonprofit as far as the word of mouth can reach, which I think is what's so special. And if you're looking at this as a business, that same concept is the same exact way, whether it's for a nonprofit or a business owner, which is really powerful. So I would love to open up. Does anybody have any questions a little bit about the platform? Does anyone hear a little bit more about different products and services or how it works? Feel free to fire away. I know someone has to have a question for me. Or I just did so amazing that everybody gets it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Hello. My name is Monique. I own a nonprofit.
Okay.
I would say I'm not good at selling at all. So like when you say like, it's a shop and products and all of that, I think it sounds like a little bit intimidating to me, only because I'm not really good with the shopping and the retail, the selling and all of that. So do we do a lot of it on our own, or do you guys do most of I did talk to someone earlier when they were saying that you guys do a lot more of the advertising and stuff like that, but do y'all do that all on your own, or do we help?
Yeah, let me ask you this, Monique. Do you currently fundraise for your nonprofit?
I do, in multiple ways, actually.
Okay, would you mind sharing a couple of those different ways?
Yes. Currently, we our biggest revenue stream right now is working the Buck Stadium. So we've done that now for 3 years. This year in August will be year number 4. We work the Super Bowl, we're working Monster Jam and WrestleMania. So we do a lot with Raymond James, and then we do like virtual fundraising. Right now we have a bingo game night coming up and the end of this month on the 29th. So we do right now, that's about it with everything going on. So we kind of kept it a little short. We haven't been doing anything in person. Like usually we do like a car wash and all kinds of things like that. We go to all of the National Kidney Foundation's program, kidney walks, and we have our free booth there because we bring a lot of the children, which is basically our mission, is to help children and young adults that are constantly hospitalized with health challenges. So since we bring a lot of the children to their walks and stuff like that, that kind of helps us network. And then we're able to create more fundraisers and things like that because we gain more volunteers that way. But right now we're mostly working at the Raymond James Stadium because of COVID and everything.
Do you have like an active community that's a part of your nonprofit, or is it a few people that are kind of doing all of the work?
Right now, when you say doing all the work, do you mean as like a board doing all the work, like 2 people doing most of the work? Or do you mean like between the board and our volunteers?
And your volunteers, yeah.
We do have a good little amount of volunteers. I would say about 10 people at the least we can get to go to like the games with us, which kind of helps because you get paid by volunteer and you get commission on sales when you work the games. So that really helps a lot. But I would say when it comes to doing a lot of the work, I mean, it's my nonprofit, so when you own it, you tend to take on the heaviest load of all of it. Sure. So I would say I do most of the work, but I would not exclude everybody around me because we all take a part in some way.
Absolutely. No, and thank you. I appreciate you sharing because it helps me understand a little bit about your nonprofit and how you operate and the type of like volunteers and support that you have, because you asked a question as far as sales, and what's neat about what we have to offer is it's more products and services that people use on an everyday basis. And I think one of the wonderful places to start is that, do you think that you and your board and your main volunteers use like laundry soap or disinfectants or dish detergent or hand sanitizers or those types of products?
Yes, all the time.
Yeah. Do you think that if they could purchase those products that they're spending money on and have 30 to 50% of it go back towards your nonprofit organization, that it's something they'd be open to?
Oh, definitely. I can get them to do it easily because, they're right here next to me, they're around me, and I can easily talk to them. My main thing has always been talking to other people, even though I've done so many different advocacy programs where I speak out and I talk to a group of people. I still get that that nervousness about me and stuff. So like, that's why I say I get intimidated by when you say sales, because that's reaching out to people I know, and it's a little intimidating. But when it's about soul, I'm good because I know everything about my nonprofit because it's based off my life.
So that's perfect, because that's exactly what we're talking about. We're not necessarily talking about you feeling like you have to go promote another product and services, because your goal should be about getting the mission and the visibility of your nonprofit out in the world. But where we can start is with you, your board, and your volunteers being willing to help out the nonprofit by just buying a few products and services they would spend money on anyway. So not asking anybody to sell a product, not asking anybody to promote a product, but just use some products and services that they spend money on, because 30 to 50% of that is going to go immediately back to your nonprofit. From there, have you ever been to like a good movie or listened to like a good album and you've told everybody around you, like, you have to go see this movie, you have to listen to this album, like, go buy this is fantastic?
Yes.
Yeah, exact same thing. And I know Miriam is on this call, she's nodding her head, because for me, as a makeup artist, like makeup and skincare is my jam. So when I find a lip color that I think is phenomenal, I'm telling all my friends around me, like, you need to try this lip color. Miriam, as a mom of 4 and a teacher, the laundry detergent like totally lights her fire. And so she goes to like all of her mom friends and teachers and is like, listen, like this laundry detergent is the best. It's like high quality, gets all the stains out, saves you money, you should try it. Not because she's looking to sell or promote it, but it's actually exciting, just like your nonprofit or that movie or that album you saw was exciting. And so I think when we think sales, we can think like, oh, that pressure of trying to promote things that people don't need. That is not what we're talking about here. Where first and foremost, the success comes from not even the sale. It's from giving your community and your volunteers and your board access to products and services they're already spending money on. But now when they buy those things, it's going to be supporting your nonprofit. From there, if they have an experience with products and services that seriously light them up and they tell their friends and family about it, all of those proceeds are going right back to your nonprofit as well. So it's not something that you're kind of saddled with now having to sell a bunch of. It's not that at all. It's about taking the money you're currently spending it and having it redirect through your nonprofit instead of Walmart or somebody else getting paid off of it.
I understand that. Yeah, I completely understand. But it does sound intimidating. Well, at least to me, I can't speak for everybody else, but to me, it does. I mean, I've worked at Macy's and stuff like that, which is a little bit different because they come there wanting to, look at things and stuff. So that's different. But when you think of sales, it's like, I'd be like, am I hassling them? Or, but if you say starting within your own community of people that you already know, that does make it a little bit more comfortable because they already trust you in a way because they help out with your nonprofit, things like that. So
yeah. And that's all it ever has to go. Because here's the neat thing, and I'll just do like some quick basic math, not in my head.
Definitely those numbers. Because just showing her the numbers when you said about the laundry detergent, if 5 people buy, just how much, just do that math for her real quick and you'll see it's amazing. Monique, I just want to jump in if you don't mind, Maleeva, real quick.
Yeah.
I'm a mom and I've always been very active on the PTA of my kids' private school, so they're a nonprofit. And I know that our fundraisers have always been different than what the fundraisers you have, you described. But, a lot of times you feel like your supporters want to buy from you because they want to support from you, right? They want to support you, but they don't really need that candy bar or that magazine or whatever, you know what I mean? But this is so powerful because it's stuff that we already buy as moms, my most likely my kids' school is going to come on as a nonprofit because they see the potential. I mean, this is amazing. So I'm just telling you, so stuff that people need already. And just like Maleeva said, that, I love it. And I'm just saying, I mean, like, tell my sister, like, oh, for the kids' school, I bought this soap from the kids' school. It's amazing. It might sound silly, but $4, and we buy detergent how many times from Walmart? At least once a month, right? If you're like, I'm a family of 5, so you know what I mean? And you do the math, $4 profit for one person for one product that they're gonna buy anyway, and it's something that they needed, times 12 months. And then that's only the first way to get paid. And then she's gonna talk more about it. As you can see, I get excited about it because I just say it was personal to me because my kids' private school closed down because of funding, because they didn't have enough funding, and we worked so hard to try to get funding. So now they're in a new school. We saw this, we're like, wow. They shared, and I'm going sidetracking just a little bit, but the current school, I brought this onto them, and Maleeva's gonna do a presentation for them for the board. They said that they use a gift card program, just a gift card program, and they sell a lot. But they said they need to sell, what was the number, Maleeva? Like something ridiculous. They need to sell $250,000
wow.
in 1 year to just make what was it? To make 10,000
like 3%, I think. Yeah, they get 3% of the total.
So
we're offering 30 to 50.
Exactly. So people are looking, and they're a fundraiser. And it's stuff people need. So just Maleeva, just share that number, and it says just the example that you gave. It's just so strong. And what Monique, is so exciting. We are in this technology stage with this, right? All you got to do is send your link. You're like, oh, hi, Steve, brother Steve, here, check out my link. That's as easy as that, sending the link, because you get a simple link to send, and people can just browse. And people love online shopping. Who likes online shopping? I know I don't like going to the stores. Yeah, all right, sorry, go ahead.
But
no,
that's good.
Here's that
I
number.
love that you're passionate, though. I love that because that's me talking about my nonprofit. Like I've had 30 plus surgeries, and a lot of people be like, how are you able to give back and do all this and all of that? And I was like, because it's the positivity that I grew up around. That's what kept my spirits high through every surgery, everything I've been through, to be able to be an inspiration for somebody else or another family or another parent, you know? So I love that you have that passion. You can hear it.
Thank you. Yes.
That's awesome. And that's huge. And I think one of the, I didn't know that about you, Mary. And I think, you know, we all have a mission or something that we want to offer, or things that we want to celebrate in the world. But the problem is we never want that mission to be hindered by money. And so if we can find a way to bring those royalty streams into people that have a mission or into nonprofits, then they never have to worry about how far their word can reach. And so just that example that she gave you is, if we had like 15 volunteers or board members or whatever, and they were willing to buy laundry detergent from themselves. Laundry detergent is around a $4 royalty. So every time someone buys a laundry detergent, that's a $4 royalty, which might not seem like a lot, but 15 people buying that laundry detergent is $60 in royalties a month just off that one product. If you multiply that by 12, that's $720 a year just off of 15 people buying a laundry detergent, which they were going to spend the money anyway. And so that's the big point, is it's funny because it's not exciting stuff. Like we're talking about laundry detergent and dish soap and shampoo, right? It's not the most like, oh, we're so excited. But if we knew that by buying those things, we could support a mission, then why not? And that's what we're here to offer. And it's completely free for a nonprofit.
Another thing that's cool, if I can chime in here, is that we also bring an entire marketing team with us. So for the nonprofit organizations that partner with us, we bring a team of people that actually do marketing with and for the organization, providing marketing support. And we can run events. A lot of events we do are ladies' nights out, where all proceeds benefit the nonprofit. And that could be fun because it could be a skincare night on how to do facials at home. It could be how to apply a Zoom face with cosmetics. It could be a weight loss program. There's so many different things that we can offer, and our marketing team can do all the work, the presentations, but all of the revenue, the 30 to 50% royalty revenue, comes back to the organization, and we do the marketing work. So just another thing to think about. It's a beautiful thing, and people want to support the organization in any way they can and have fun doing it. Wow, it's perfect.
That's amazing.
You got it. Yeah. Any other questions, comments? I think that was such a great point, Don, because one of my nonprofits I brought on, they're very interested in wellness and supporting their bodies as they get older, because the board is, upwards of 50 plus. And so we ended up doing a wellness workshop where we introduced just like the basics of health and teaching about gut health and what food is doing to our bodies and what we should be supplementing with. It was such great education. And at the end, the director of the board was like, I can't believe how wonderful this education was. Like, I can't wait to try some of these things that are going to benefit me. And then from there, she couldn't wait to talk about it. So, I mean, talking about the change from the mission of someone's nonprofit, but then also be able to influence this or infuse other industries and education that makes sense to their lifestyle, I think is huge, because it's just another value add. So we can change people's lives as we're changing people's lives through a nonprofit mission. I think that's what really is special about the program that we have.
My favorite part is this: when you go and buy anything for the nonprofit, when every one of your board members and every one of your employees goes and buys anything for the nonprofit or for their household, there's marketing margins going to some big corporation. Instead, if they buy through here, those marketing margins get reallocated back to the organization that they support. So, and they save money with cash back. So they save money and support a cause at the same time. And that's what we love so much about it: without a cost, without an expense, and without any catch.
You got it. So
yeah,
please
awesome.
get.
Sorry, Maleeva. Hey, it's Rosie.
No, go ahead.
I actually have a guest on who's listening in with you. So you did great information, Maleeva. Thank you so much. Bangai, and we are going to be doing a wine and wellness event for her nonprofit. So we're super excited about that. And right now it's actually going to be all through Zoom.
That's awesome. That's awesome because you can do a lot of what we offer virtually. So just think about education and workshops, so many different things that we talked about, like Don mentioned, with a marketing team coming in and just helping you implement this successfully, because that's part of our role in supporting the nonprofit and the mission. So what's wonderful about Roseanne's nonprofit is they have access to her, who's coming up with different ideas and helping them implement in their community and helping them implement with their board and their community and within their organization to help this be successful. And I think that that's what's so powerful that a lot of other industries aren't doing right now, is offering that support. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Well, listen, please get back together with the person that invited you, dive a little bit in further, and find out, like, get your questions answered, take a look around the website, but also I did a recording of this with the visuals, with the slides. So please ask the person that invited you to share that as well, so you can see kind of some of the visuals that we talk about, so that you can kind of see how it works instead of just the theory of talking about it, but you can kind of see the visual of how it all unfolds as well. So I thank you all so much for your time tonight. I wish you the best. Once again, lastly, please get back together with the person that invited you and hear a little bit more about what this nonprofit division can do for you and your nonprofit.
Thanks, Maleeva.
You got it.
Nice job.
Excellent work. Great job, everybody.
Thank you.
Lori Jablonski wants to talk, and there was another one that wanted to make sure they chatted too. And then love it. Great job. Appreciate all you guys. Great work.
Yeah, thank you so much, Maleeva. You did an awesome job on the fly, which was
We
wonderful.
love technology until it doesn't love us, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for anybody that does want that previous recording, please reach out. I do have access to that, and we can obviously share that out to whoever needs it. Yeah, and actually within the groups, and Maleeva, I don't remember if I shared this information with you or not. So there's the overviews that we're doing. I've created a YouTube channel for that. So these specific recordings for these majors that we're doing, the nonprofit being one of them, is available on that YouTube channel. So I'll share that out with you so that you have access to it.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And so once again, you'll have access as well to the person that invited you, or if you're a business partner, you'll have access to that as well to share with people that might be interested or that you can help.
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for your time. Have a great night.
Thank you.